Coming up in the morning edition, the #1 industry to benefit from a China trade show. BTC employees demonstrate to save their jobs. And accountant Gowan Bow speaks to value-added tax. It's almost the middle of the week. Good Tuesday morning to all of you. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Morning Edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us. And joining us here on the Morning Edition to tell us more about how our day is shaping up weather-wise is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good morning, Basil.
Good morning, LaDawn. That area showers and thunderstorms are near the Leeward Islands. Well, it's kind of falling apart overnight, and it's encountering some unfavorable upper-level conditions. And whatever happens to this system, it will be a rain-producing trough as it moves into the southeast Bahamas sometime on Thursday. So we expect the rain chance to elevate on Thursday for the southeast Bahamas. And by Friday, 1 or 2 pockets of those showers could find its way into the northwest Bahamas as well. But outside of our studios, we are partly cloudy skies, temperature 74 degrees, relative humidity on the rich side at 88%, east-southeast winds at 9 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,017.7 millibars. That is 30.08 inches, and it is rising. Temperatures around the islands this morning picking up some 77s in Marsh, Abaco, also Greentown, Key, Freeport 77 as well. In the Berry Islands, 80 degrees, 81 in Allenstown, Bimini. In Harbor Island, 81, Roxanne, Eleuthera, 80 degrees, 81 in Otterstown, Island, Stanley Key 80 in Kemp Space, St. Andrews, Fresh Creek and Central Andrews at 81 degrees. More 81s in San Salvador and Rum Key, and as we go into Clarencetown, Long Island, 79, Crooked Island, 79, Betsy Bay may go on to 81 degrees, 81 in Acklands, Ragged Island, 79, 81 degrees in Matthew-Tiny, Nagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 82 degrees. Your boating forecast for today, east to southeast winds 12 to 18 knots in the northwest Bahamas, wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. Your high tide, well, that will take place at 11:31 this morning. Low tide at 6:08 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands today, easterly winds 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet. So we're asking boaters in the central and southeastern islands to exercise caution. And that's going to do it for your first look at weather, the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Major tourism stakeholders touting their product to participants at the Chinese International Trade Exhibition recently. Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Darren Helmfield, says top executives from Atlantis, Baha Mar, and the Point Resort downtown accompanied him to the Trade Expo in China last week to present their brand to Chinese officials and members of the media. He says the initiative is expected to benefit the tourism sector moving forward.
Tourism and his senior executive staff, his director general, and a couple others gave presentations as to what the tourism product looks like in the Bahamas, and then provided an opportunity for the president from Atlantis to come and say what Atlantis brings. Sandy Sands represented Baha Mar. He said what Baha Mar is all about, and of course the Point was also represented. And so their purpose was to really share their product with the Chinese people and the Chinese media and those interested in writing about tourism.
The Foreign Affairs Minister said he also engaged in high-level discussions with Chinese officials on other opportunities that may exist to expand in the tourism sector.
We can introduce a new set of tourists, a new genre from somewhere else. It means that the taxi driver on the street, it means that the worker in the hotel, it means that Bahamians who work in the service industry anywhere. Invariably, we believe that the tourism dollar touches every family in the Bahamas. And so more tourists means more benefit to the economy of the Bahamas.
Businesses across the country are now preparing for their first Christmas since a hike in value-added tax to 12%. And the operators of various outlets are keeping a close eye on the situation and the move of consumer spending this season. President of the Bahamas Institute of Chartered Accountants, Gowan Bow, says adjustments are necessary for both business owners and consumers.
As it relates to the impact it's having on sales, a number of the businesses have communicated that, you know, Christmas is going to be very important to them. So whilst the initial months they didn't see a drop-off, certainly since then they've seen a tapering as people adjust their spending pattern simply because they have to sort of fit the suit has to fit the cloth that they have. And so from that perspective, persons are being more conscious. So a number of retailers have said, you know, the luxury spends or the impulse buys, etc., those have changed tremendously. And I think, you know, as we go forward, what we want to see is there's a marrying of economic growth with taxation. Because ultimately trying to tax yourself out of a bad situation is like standing in a bucket and trying to lift yourself up. And that bucket is our economy. So what we want to see is the economy growing. And as the economy grows, the government share of the results of the economic performance becomes smaller.
Employees of the Bahamas telecommunications company walked out yesterday protesting the possibility of hundreds of jobs being threatened from BTC's call center and its retail space. A series of downsizing exercises along with privatization in 2011 also left many employees at BTC uneasy and uncertain about their employment for nearly 7 years. And even though the news of a job security threat was announced to union heads 2 weeks ago, the union wants reassurance that jobs are secured. Meantime, BTC CEO Garfield Sinclair says that he has reached out to both union presidents for further discussions in the aftermath of the protests. He says since his appointment, he began an engagement process with the presidents of both unions and will continue to work closely to align their objectives for the benefit of team members. You're looking at a live shot of downtown in the port of Nassau, courtesy of the ZNS Tower Cam here on Rusty Bethel Drive. Stay close, the Morning Edition continues right after this.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
Officials are gearing up for the much-anticipated third annual Best of the Best Regatta to be held at Montague Bay from December 6th through 9th. The event, which is in conjunction with the Star Sailors League, will bring scores of international and local sailors together in fierce competition.
Everybody looks forward to the Best of the Best. This is the third annual. And all of the local regattas in the local family islands, everyone is talking as for bragging rights who will be the champion on December 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. So the excitement is going from regatta to regatta to regatta.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries has teamed up with the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation and others to host the annual event.
This is a time if you want to meet Bahamians, understand the culture of the Bahamas, you have to experience Bahamian regatta and sloop sailing. And then, of course, if you want to hear incredible Bahamian music, taste Bahamian food, engage in one-on-one conversation with Bahamians, this is the place to be in a safe environment that I believe would be good for children as well as for adults.
A, B, and C class boats will be competing for a purse of over $100,000. Meanwhile, at the site, there will be scores of food vendors, a kiddie corner, and live Bahamian music. I'm Candia Smith, and this is Tourism Today.
How much can the Bahamas cut its billion-dollar food import bill? What are we really producing to feed ourselves? What are the challenges facing food production in our country? How can you contribute to reducing our food import bill? Find the answers to these questions and much more. Watch Agriculture Now with Carla Palmer. Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. Pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light, 810 AM for The Conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
We are going to be hearing the sounds of the goatskin drums and cowbells and cries of "Too straight or they rob us." Silver Ferguson, chairman of the Junkanoo Corporation, joins us this morning to talk about getting your tickets for the Showdown on Bay. Good morning, Silver, and thank you so much for joining us here on the Morning Edition.
Well, good morning, LaDawn, and good morning, Bahamas.
Okay, Sil, now is the box office open as yet for the main event?
Well, LaDawn, what we are waiting for right now is November the 17th. Which is going to be the opening day of ticket sales in New Providence. Tickets go on sale at 8 a.m. sharp on November 7th. That is Saturday morning. And so we anticipate that we'll have about 200 plus persons on that line when the gates open, Saturday morning, 8 a.m. sharp.
And how can spectators like myself purchase tickets?
Well, you come downtown to the Norfolk House on Frederick Street. Tickets will be on sale at the JCNP office. Those persons who prefer their seats in Rawson Square, the ticket prices are $50.40. Those who like to sit at the Scotiabank block area, those tickets are $39.40. And those who like to sit at the Johnville area, those tickets are $16.80. And we anticipate that we will have our customers come this year and support our Junkanoo groups as they have done every year. And so there's a big thank you to the general public.
And are there any new features on tap for both parades this year?
No, I think what we have done is made all the adjustments from last year. We are going again with a 10 o'clock start on Christmas night. And then the New Year's Day parade will start at 2 a.m. But there are no new features. I think the only thing that we have on tap that as we go in to the parades, we have on Saturday evening, we have the BTC rollover, which is probably your last public viewing of these Junkanoo groups in their full practice before the parade. And then we move to Nervous Saturday, which is December the 1st. And December the 1st, we will do the order of entry selection for Boxing Day and New Year's Day. And then later that night, Click, one of our other sponsors, they will host these groups at the Junkanoo Fan Fest.
So all of the major Junkanoo groups are ready for the big Showdown on Bay for Boxing and New Year's Day.
They are all ready. There's a lot of trash talking going on right now. I'm staying out of it. I just want them to get out there and perform this greatest show on earth.
Silver, thank you so much for joining us here on the Morning Edition.
Thank you.
Also in the news this morning, a special week for the Department of Rehabilitative Services. Emphasis over the next few days will be placed on effective ways to bring about positive changes in the rehabilitation of individuals and effectively managing those persons on probation for various reasons. Today, the focus will be on bullying and its impact and ways to curb these incidents. The entire week will be under the theme, Rehabilitation Begins and Ends with Me. Minister of Social Services, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, notes the importance of this process.
The theme, Rehabilitation Begins and Ends with Me, is thought-provoking because it does not allow for any leeway. It can be interpreted that if an individual wants their lives to improve, they must do it. The choice is the individual's, who must agree to do the following. I must decide that I will do things differently. I will take a different path. I will remove the negative influences from my life, even if it means changing friends, changing my address, changing my phone number. I must realize that I have to make a new start.
Now we take you to a story that proves that music can take you around the world and back. Here's Keisha Bethel with that story.
it's not every day that high school students get the opportunity to attend a prestigious music school to develop their musical talents. This year, Thrive 2.0 from Queens College got that opportunity when they won the second annual music project competition. For 1 week, the group of 10 enrolls in a summer program at Berklee College of Music in Boston, the largest independent college of contemporary music in the world. Thrive 2.0's coach, Queens College music teacher Karel Colby, said the experience gave his students a new sense of pride.
Their confidence are at a high level now, and they realize that we are talented and we can do great things. We can be great like Wendy, and we can be great like Beyonce, and all these other great musical artists, because now they have the confidence to actually, go ahead and explore their talent.
Two band members, Avery Sumner and Gibson Jellin, described their prize in one word: priceless.
When you get to go into Berklee, which, as Mr. Colby said, is not only a confidence booster, but also you get to establish international relations, you get to explore your own talents, and you get to find out who you are as a musician.
To my peers and other students who are out there, I would tell you all to join the music project or to get involved with music, because it can take you places. Definitely, it's a great thing to be involved in and keeps you out of trouble.
12 schools from 4 of our islands have registered and are preparing for showtime. If you don't want to miss out on the action, be sure to be at Botanical Gardens on Saturday, February 16th, 2019 to watch the showdown. For ZNS Network News, I'm Keisha Bethel.
And Fisher, speaking of music, the Shell Saxon Superstars are going to take the parade 2 straight again this Boxing and New Year's Day.
LaDon, you're always talking what you don't know. You don't get tired of that? You don't get tired of talking what you don't know? Do you know anything about Jungle? Ever been out
Yes, I
Jungle?
do. Yes,
Which one was that, in Bryland?
Yes.
Okay.
What's coming up in
Who's the best group in Bryland?
What's coming up in
Who is the best group in Bryland?
The Congos.
Oh, the Congos.
No, the Zulu dancers.
Okay, so we'll be going to Harbour Island for Christmas and watching some Jungle. We're coming up in sports. The private school softball championships got started yesterday at Freedom Farm, and it was a slugfest. Sock, QC, and Charles W. Saunders were the teams slugging it out.
That story and more ahead in sports.
Hi guys, I'm Bodine and I'm here in Exuma, one of the stops on our new show, Fabulous Living, Bahamian Style. We are here to celebrate domestic tourism with the Out Island Promotion Board. We'll be going to some of the coolest islands in our Bahamian archipelago, where I'll be exploring all of the must-see, must-do places and elegant properties, and dining on the most delicious dishes made by the most talented chefs out of the best Bahamian ingredients. Join me right here for Fabulous Living, Bahamian Style, exclusively on the ZNS Network, and tune in every week as we travel the fabulous islands of the Bahamas together.
Hey, I'm Megan Shepard, a reporter here at the ZNS Northern Service. Did you know that ZNS is right at your fingertips when you download the new ZNS app? Missed something in our newscast? That's okay. Simply pull up the app, swipe, and you'll find all of our news headlines and highlights. So what are you waiting for? Download the new ZNS app today.
Like when you're on the island and you're trying to duck the mosquitoes? Yeah. Pretty much.
This is our big adventure. See it on Ordinary People. Right here on TV 13. Yes!
much can the Bahamas cut its billion-dollar food import bill? What are we really producing to feed ourselves? What are the challenges facing food production in our country? How can you contribute to reducing our food import bill? Find the answers to these questions and much more. Watch Agriculture Now with Carla Palmer. Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
Good morning. It was game one of the private school softball championships yesterday at Freedom Farm. Charles W. Sanders taking game one of the junior girls 9-3 over the Comets of Queens College. Sauk senior girls with a close win over St. John's. And for the senior boys, it was a high-scoring affair with Sauk topping Queens College 2014. And in junior boys play, the Big Red Machine of Sauk and Queens College Comets had the fans thrilled. And in the end, it was Sauk with a close 6-4 win.
Today was a big win, especially because we really want to hurry up, get this over with. We really don't think we have much of a competition, so we may want to just hurry up, win the championship, and move on.
It was just like a starter up to get us focused towards the next game to be able to close it out. And this win kind of gets us ready to close it out because it kind of pushes us forward because we needed this win.
Of the Bahamas men's basketball team, that's the Mingos, after dropping both their homecoming games this weekend to the U.S. Virgin Islands, took out their frustrations on the Leno regulations in their season opener of the New Providence Basketball Association. 91-71 was the final score. Kennedy Sylvester led 5 Mingos in double figures with 21. Justin Smith added 17. Javon Nichols 14. Ramon Dames 13. And Christoph McKenzie, he chipped in with 11.
We had a few locks during the game, but we managed to get back every time. You know, we had a good lead with our benches to come on the court and show the coach what they got and how they could handle themselves under pressure. And, you know, whenever we got in trouble, the coach managed to put the right lineup in so that we maintain the lead and come out with a victory.
It felt good to win, to be honest with you. On the defensive end, for the most part, we got a lot of turnovers from the other team, and we executed off their turnovers.
November has been dubbed National Sports Heritage Month. November 23rd, 10 persons will be inducted into the National Sports Hall of Fame. They are Agatha Delancey from golf, Halcott Points Poitier, also from golf, Mickey Williams for tennis, softball, baseball, Cresswell, the Bomber Pratt, boxer, Wellington, Sonny Boy Rami, and Sammy Simonet from bowling. The late John Mortimer volleyball, also the late Anna Thompson from softball, umpire, as well Edmund Lewis from cricket, and Peter Gilkin, the talkative one, from basketball. Making the announcement for the month that will also include the National Sports Awards banquet November 30th at Breezy Super Club was the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Nanisha Rule.
Youth, Sports and Culture through the assistance of an independent selection committee annually selects persons who have been identified from among their colleagues as having positively contributed to the growth and development of sports in the country. Among elite retired athletes, those selected are inducted into the distinguished institution of the National Sports Hall of Fame.
And the date for that is November 23rd at Government House, and the National Sports Award is November 30th at Super Club Breezes. Until then, I'm Charles Fisher. Have a great morning, everybody.
It is as essential as air is to breathe and water is to drink. Food is life. But where does our food come from? The Bahamas has more than 2,000 farmers, but it's hardly enough to keep up with our growing population. Or is it? We traveled the nation to find out the answers to the questions everyone is asking. Can we feed ourselves?
For the latest news and highlights in Bahamian culture, tune in to the new Junkanoo 242, Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network. Radio Bahamas 1540 a.m. on 104.5 FM and TV 13. Each week, hosts Arlene Nash Ferguson, Eric Hall, and Darren Bastian engages listeners with some of the movers and shakers of Junkanoo and Bahamian culture. Don't miss Junkanoo 242, Saturday at 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network.
In our final look at weather satellite pictures showing that area of showers and thunderstorms near the Leeward Islands kind of falling apart 10 hours ago. It had a probability of about 80% chance of developing. Now that's down to about 20-30% thereabout as it continues to move toward the west. But whatever happens to the system, we expect it to bring some rain to the southeast Bahamas come Thursday of this week. High pressure will also start to relax just a bit over the northwest Bahamas, so we'll see those winds down to about 12 to 18 knots. Today, mostly cloudy with some spotty showers this morning, but as the afternoon roll in, things will become partly sunny and warm, the high temperature getting up to 87 degrees. And tonight, partly cloudy once again with spotty showers developing late, low temperature around 74 degrees. And the extended weather forecast over the 7-day cycle, upper 80s into the weekend, and then things start to fall off once we get that little frontal system through. So you'll see some cooler temperatures as of Friday heading into the weekend. LaDawn?
Thanks a lot, Basil, and that does it for the morning edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us once again. I'm LaDawn Davis. See you right back here on Wednesday morning.